How's everybody doing tonight? Well, we've got a lot of stuff to open. Like, I didn't realize really how much stuff we had to open until, yeah, I started looking at it all tonight. I'm like, Deck, oh, we scheduled a full night tonight. But that's okay. Lots of it's memorabilia, which goes pretty quickly. So we're going to get, if I could click on the right thing to get chat up, that might be helpful. Multitasking is not my friend at the moment, so bear with me here while I try to get back to, there we go. Now I'm on the screen where I'll be able to see chat. So before we start breaking, you know there's always some information that we go over, but I also do want to take a little run through the breaks that we've been talking about for the last couple of days. Those are the Leaf Greatest Hits breaks. And basically it's kind of set up like this. One for basketball, one for baseball, one for football. Each one of the breaks has some gold and silver VIP packs added to it from the recent Panini, or from the recent convention, I should say. Panini always puts out those gold and silver packs. So I'm trying to sell these directly through chat. And right now, as you see, each one of our teams has a fixed price next to it. If you see someone's name across from it, that means they've claimed the team. And if you don't see anyone's name, it's not claimed. As you can see, there hasn't been an overwhelming amount of interest in this up to this point. And if it ends up, we're going to go another day or two. And if it doesn't look like the majority of the spots are going to fill this way, then we will either go to a random team break, you know, just a fixed price and a random team break, or I'll just put them on eBay. I don't know which. So what we're looking at here, of course, this would be for the case of Leaf Greatest Hits Football. Once again, adding to it 3 gold and 5 silver VIP packs. And, you know, we've got a handful of teams spoken for in here, but once again, the vast majority still sitting there. If you all are not familiar with this product, you should look at the sell sheet for it. I mean, it has some pretty incredible stuff that comes out of it. There are 4 buyback cards per box. They're usually professionally graded, not always. Sometimes they're just leaf encased. But they are some awesome hits. I mean, you can pull Aaron Judge autographed rookies and Mike Trout autographed rookies and, you know, Michael Jordan graded rookies. And there's just a lot of nice stuff in this product. But anyway, so that's what those look like. If you're interested in any of the spots, please shoot me a message on eBay and let me know. We're going to keep going this way for another day or two. And if we haven't seen some substantial progress by then, we're going to bail out on it and kind of figure which way to go from there. All right, so that brings us up to the current evening's agenda. So first up there, you see my feedback is completely automated, and I do that so that you don't ever have to wait on me. So it works pretty easily. You just leave, as soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. And of course, the second part of this, the important part, is to say thank you. So that's because I appreciate each and every one of you guys and gals. I enjoy having you come and break with me. And I appreciate you bidding and breaking with me. Taking a look right now at breaks that are already listed on eBay that are going to be ending over the next few days, the next 5 days to be exact. So tomorrow night is an autographed full-size football helmet and a case of Unparalleled football. Unparalleled comes out tomorrow, of course, so we're going to break it tomorrow night. Thursday we'll do another half case of the Leaf autographed football jerseys, another case of Clearly Authentic. And we're going to do an 8-box jumbo case of Topps Chrome. So that jumbo case is going to have 40 autograph hits in it, right? There's 5 per box, and there's 8 boxes. So that's going to be a monster. Friday night, loads of memorabilia, a lot of it exclusive to the recent National Collectors Show. There'll be an autographed basketball, an autographed batting helmet, and an autographed full-size helmet. Sorry, all from the National. Then there'll be the final case we have of Elements football will break Friday night. Another case of Clearly Authentic. And Crown Royal basketball. It comes out on Friday and we're going to break it Friday night. On Saturday we'll open a triple play baseball box. It has 3 autographed items in it. A baseball, a jersey, and a photograph. And Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are in that particular series. And then also Saturday night we're going to break 2 cases of Unparalleled, right? We're going to do a 16-box 2-case break. So, yeah, hopefully that's going to be some fun. Sunday, we'll do another half case of Leaf jerseys, another case of Clearly Authentic, and it will be the last of the Allen and Ginter with break number 8 on Sunday night. For tonight, there's lots of information on this page, so let's start by talking about the order we're going to go in tonight. It will be the New Era baseball cap, then the autographed baseball jersey, the case of Clearly Authentic baseball, then the half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys, and finally Donruss football. So if you are here for Donruss football, you have probably got, I'm going to say 45 minutes or so, 40 to 45 minutes within that time frame, I'm guessing, before we start on Donruss. So the other things you need to know: free shipping breaks. That would be the New Era baseball cap, the autographed baseball jersey, and the autographed football jerseys. The free shipping stuff I'm projecting to go out on Monday. Many of you know it ships on a slightly different schedule than the paid shipping breaks. Sometimes I can get it out ahead of schedule. If I can, I will, but project that for Monday. If you're in one of those breaks that we just talked about, the free shipping breaks, and your team is not the team that's pulled, you are still entitled to a consolation card. I'm going to hold that, and I track that for 90 days. And the next time you do pull a card or an item, I'm just going to gather up all those consolation cards that you are due, and I will ship them with that package. That's the normal way that I do it. If you want it handled differently and you don't want to wait, just let me know. Send me a message on eBay, and I will but I will put it in a plain white envelope, slap a stamp on it, and throw it in the mailbox. So that's how that's going to work. For our paid shipping breaks tonight, which are Clearly Authentic and Donruss, I'm projecting a Saturday shipping date to get it out the door. If I can get it out faster, I will. And if you happen to get skunked in Clearly Authentic, any consolation card or cards that you might be due are going to ship with the rest of the break, since that's a paid shipping break. Now we are ready to get on to the business at hand. First up, 2018 Hit Parade Series 2 autographed New Era baseball cap break number 3. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Tuesday the 14th of August. And of course a format you're familiar with by now, which is our team names are on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right hand side. New spreadsheet goes up before every product, so if we happen, this doesn't happen to be your product, you're going to get a chance to see your name up there shortly. Last little piece of information, I changed the focus. I don't use autofocus. That's why your background went out of focus. Okay, our New Era baseball cap. Look at that. They now have handy, I'm not on the bottom. I guess there's no place to open on the bottom. But anyway, they now have a handy security seal on them. And also they're using a little different, they're using a different box for some of their stuff, but not this one. This is still that weird kind of jacked up box that's hard to get into. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. So Jay Allen is in the house. T. Cassidy is here. D. Young Twitter is here. Bly's on 4. Greg. Who else is here? S&S Design. We've got lots of people in here tonight. How is everybody? Why can I see? I hate this box. I can't even get this box open. What in the world? There's all this tissue paper and good grief. All right, that's just an advertisement. We don't care about that. There's our hat. We do care about our hat. That is the important part here that we are trying to get to. The part that we care about. It is a Yankee. We know that much. I guess I need to get that box back so that I can tell you who it is, which Yankee it is. An old Yankee, because it says 1958 World Series champions. So it's an old Yankee. And there is an SCC Authentics. There's, I guess is our, yeah, there it is. Okay. There's your paper authentication kind of tucked up there in the hat band. I'm going to leave that there, as well as the sticker that's on it. Meanwhile, let me get the box back. I always forget that sticker's in the edge. It's Bobby Shantz. S-H-A-N-T-Z. Oh, look at that. JJ was already on it. JJ was already he typed it in probably 5 minutes ago. I just now saw it. So the New York Yankees hit our hat tonight with Bobby Shantz, apparently a 1950, either 3 or 8, World Series champion. So there you go, New York Yankees. Toby, you didn't hit it tonight. You had 2 or 3 teams in here, too. I just couldn't remember which ones you had. I was hoping you were going to have some luck tonight, my friend. Okay, we've got the hat out of the way. We're going to be moving on to a jersey, but you know what? I have to put the spreadsheet up, don't I? We can't be opening up that jersey without taking a look at all of our info first. This part you probably just saw. If you happen to jump in the meantime and you didn't see or hear me talking about this earlier, please take a moment, read what you see there on the screen, and then hit me up with any questions. 2018 Gold Rush Autograph Baseball Jersey break number 17. And we had a couple teams in here that didn't sell. That was the Marlins and the Rays. So you see those are just designated. There is no bids buyback, which just literally means, hey, if it comes out for that team, you know, stays here with me because nobody put out any bids for those teams. Otherwise, if it comes out for one of you guys, you know it's going to be going out the door approximately Monday. We don't have too many of these left. Gold Rush, of course, has been sold out of these for a few weeks now, maybe a month even, maybe. A while, anyway. And I stashed a few back, you know, like squirrels stash their nuts and things for winter. I stashed a few Gold Rush baseball jerseys back for us. So we've got maybe 2 or 3 more after this, but not very many. Oh, this is going to be a cool one. I already like this one. There is JSA authentication paper that's going to go with, of course, the sticker that's here on the item. And that is a little Jim Palmer. How about that? I can't remember the last time I pulled a Jim Palmer autograph something, so I'm pretty fond of this. There's your JSA authentication sticker that goes with that piece of paper. And I will fold that paper up within the jersey. So when you get this, please make sure that you find that little piece of paper before you toss everything in the trash, unless you don't care about the piece of paper. It's not, it's a custom, guys. There's no MLB logos or anything, but still really nice hit for the Jim Palmer JSA authenticated autographed jersey. So how about that? Nice. I like it. S&S Design, you said let's go O's. Did you have this in this break, man? Did you just hit this Jim Palmer S&S Design? Because you know what? It's pretty awesome. So if you hit that, I'm pretty excited for you too, because I know you always lament the fact that you poor Orioles, you're with them like I am with my Reds, you know? We kind of have to suffer through some bad seasons sometimes, so you need the good hits here and there to make it worthwhile, right? Okay, we've got a spreadsheet to put up one more time, and then we can start on Clearly Authentic. Let's get on the right page. So probably everybody saw this. If you did not see it, you know I'm going to put it up before the start of every break. If you didn't see it, or you didn't hear me discussing it, please read it. It's information about your projected shipping dates and also about consolation cards. 20 boxes of 2018 Clearly Authentic Baseball. It's full case break. It is break number 3. And of course, ended tonight, Tuesday night, the 14th of August. We're opening it tonight. And we have team names on the left, winning bidders on the right. One team has no hits in here. That's the Tampa Bay Rays. So hopefully most of the time I remember not to list the Rays. Every once in a while I forget and list the Rays. Usually I remember to go back shortly thereafter and end it, because I'll be like, oh no, I forgot and listed the Rays. Every once in a while I forget to do even that, and the Rays will make it all the way through, and then I have to go through and refund somebody. So hopefully I'm going to catch it every time this time. But if you see a Clearly Authentic break that belongs to me and you see the Rays in there, don't bid on it. It just means I'm an idiot. Instead, send me a message and say, hey, idiot, you listed the Rays again, right? And then I can end it. Because that would be the way to go. Jay Allen, you like that Jim Palmer jersey? That was pretty nice, wasn't it? I mean, I just don't see a lot of Jim Palmer autographed memorabilia. As I said, I can't even remember the last time that I pulled one out of there. So I think that's a pretty sweet little hit as well. Plus, I just like Jim Palmer. He's a player I always kind of liked. So, I was pretty cool myself. S&S Design, you did hit it. Good, man, good. That makes me happy. I like that. Stang Lover says he is feeling Reds, Twins, and Brewers. Somebody else up here called, I think it was Jerry, called the Dodgers and the Padres for tonight too, right? Oh, there he is. I see him. He said it down below too, and I just saw it up at the top. He said it again. Alex, the baseball cap went to the Yankees. All right, first out, we have George Springer. Where is the number on this thing? Oh, I'm in Clearly Authentic. Not all these are numbered, right? And I was thinking Archive Signature Series. Oh, well, it's all one card in a box, okay? So, yeah, you have to work with me. Sometimes I just get the wrong product in my brain for a second. I'm going, wait, they're all numbered. No, they're all numbered in Archive Signature. They're not all numbered here. We have a redemption, which means we get a 2-box. A 2-for-1 in that box. The extra one is Rowdy Reed for the Nationals. Our redemption, you probably already saw who it was, but in case you didn't, I'm keeping it upside down. We're going to look at it at the very end. S&S Design, you're all hyped up now over your Jim Palmer. Ooh, another redemption. So you're never going to bed, you said. Actually, I kind of like getting redemptions in here because it means we get extra hits, just by the way. This is Troy Scribner for the Angels. You know, sometimes I take these all out before we start looking at them, and I think I might actually prefer that to the way I'm doing it right now, but, well, we already started it this way, so off we go to the races. This is nice. It's to 25. It's Victor Robles for the Nats, and that's a very nice low-numbered hit for the Nationals. But I tell you what, guys, those jerseys for Gold Rush, you know, another redemption. We're back on the baseball jersey again. They always have such nice hits in there. I mean, I've pulled Hank Aaron's out of there. I've pulled really nice stuff out of Gold Rush baseball jerseys. I look forward to them every year. It is numbered to 99. It's for the Diamondbacks. It's Jimmy Sherfy. And I wish that they had them year-round, but we're not that lucky, unfortunately. They do. Oh, boy, look at that, kids. Woohoo! It's going to be another fun night, isn't it? Because that is Mike Trout. And if you have the Angels, you might have come for Shohei Ohtani, but you're leaving with Mike Trout. So, yeah. Angels. This could be one of those cases. This could be one of those cases where we do really well. It's kind of feeling like we might do well. Here is another Victor Robles. This is baseball's finest insert. And so, of course, that's a pair of Robles out now for the Nats, who also had the Rowdy Reed. So, hi, Randy. I see Randy's in chat, too. And we have a Silver Slugger Award numbered to 75, Francisco Lindor and the Indians. This is kind of a fun case so far with Lindor and Trout and whoever else we're going to find, which is going to be equally awesome. I just feel it coming. Aaron Nola, that's a nice one for the Phillies. Yeah, we've been on a little bit of a roll lately. We've been hitting some good stuff in most of our breaks. This is Christian Villanueva to 75 for the Padres, which I believe is who Jerry's looking for, right? I think Jerry's looking for a Padre. For the Pirates, Austin Meadows. They've traded him away, right? He's gone now, but he's a Pirate on that card, so he's coming your way if you happen to have Pittsburgh tonight. Next out, Austin Hayes, and that is numbered to 99 for the Baltimore Orioles. S&S, do you have the Orioles in here too, or did you just have them in the memorabilia, or do you have them here as well? A Kansas City Royal. It's Whit Merrifield, who oddly enough has been coming out a lot lately. Out of like all the products, all of a sudden I just see Whit Merrifield everywhere, which is kind of strange. Jerry, you might have been right when you called it tonight for the Dodgers and the Padres, because here's a nice little Alex Verdugo for your Dodgers. So you have one of each now. So now you have to share some of your mojo with Stang Lover, because he's still waiting on his Reds and Twins and Brewers. So we have to share a little mojo. And just like that, we did, because there's Luis Castillo for the Cincinnati Reds. So just like that, we got Stang Lover in the mix. A Cubby. Dylan Maples to 99 for Chicago. And next out, this might be Jose Berrios for the Twins. Looks like we shared a lot of mojo, didn't we? That is numbered to 50. So, Jerry, we filled up your wish list, and then we just started working on Stang Lover's wish list. And right now, he's missing only a Brewer to have his wish list fulfilled. But so far, the star of the night, the Mike Trout. I think we can all agree on that, right? And just like that, there it is, the Brewers. So, Stang Lover, you're all filled up now, too. So now we have to share your mojo with the next in line, I guess. It's just kind of rolling down the line. A Cleveland Indian, it's Greg Allen. And the other thing I like about this case is that there's not a ton of duplicates in it. I mean, there's a couple of team duplications, but not like an extraordinary amount. And last out happens to be another Brewer. So Stang Lover, who didn't have very good luck last night, he reminded me of that earlier. I said we were going to have some good luck for him tonight, and at least I didn't lie to him. So there's another Brewer coming out. And then we have 3 redemptions. So we're going to flip them over. Then we're going to go to the Topps website and verify the teams, which I always do that. Unfortunately, the Topps website does not tell us what they're going to be numbered to, so we won't know that part. But we can, of course, just verify the team, even though we're probably going to know them. It's always best to verify them. Didi Gregorius coming out for the Yankees. And it says that it is a salute autograph, clearly authentic salute. And by the way, we didn't see our case hit for our older guys, our retired guys. So we should have a case hit maybe on one of these as well. And it is right here, as a matter of fact, clearly legendary autograph for Bo Jackson. Ba-boom! How about that, Royals? Yeah, that made you happy, I would imagine, if you happen to have Kansas City. Love pulling the Bo Jackson. And then last out, and it's the black parallel of Chris Bryant for the Cubs. Oh, man. This case rocked it, kids. I mean, rocked it. This was a seriously, seriously nice case, just by the way. All right, we have to go verify these 3 redemptions before we do our recap. So let's just leave them sitting right there. So they're all handy for the second that you're going to see them before I flip the screen. Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm really happy with this case. We did quite well with this. Okay, so we are looking for the clearly authentic salute autograph, where we are going to verify Didi Gregorius, and there he is, the New York Yankees. Then we're going to go up here and find Mr. Chris Bryant. It's the black parallel, which is pretty flipping sweet, Chicago Cubs. And then we have our legendary, which will be Bo Jackson, and of course, he is the Kansas City Royals, all as expected, but now all nice and happily verified there on screen for everyone. So, here we go. Bo Jackson, Kansas City Royals, clearly legendary redemption. Black parallel, Chris Bryant, unbelievably good hit for the Cubs. And then, of course, you know what? There's the Mike Trout in here, too, by the way. We just haven't seen it yet. Didi Gregorius, clearly authentic salute for the Yankees. Now, the rest of our recap. It is Brewers. It's Indians. It's Jose Barrios for the Twins. Another Cubby with Dylan Maples. Another Brewer with Domingo Santana, Aaron Nola, and the Phillies. There's Francisco Lindor to 75, which is also a very nice hit for the Indians. One of two Victor Robles for the Nationals. And aside from our black parallel Chris Bryant, which, hello, is outstanding, look who else we found. Oh, yeah, Mike Trout. Mike Trout. So, what up with that, Angels? Nice hit. Louis Castillo for the Reds, Alex Verdugo and the Dodgers, Whit Merrifield and the Kansas City Royals, Jimmy Sherfy, Diamondbacks, Victor Robles to 25, or is that 75? 25, was right the first time, for the Nationals, Troy Scribner for the Angels. Rowdy Reed, Nationals. Then we have for the Astros, George Springer, who I'd even forgotten about. That's another nice hit. Austin Hayes, Orioles, Austin Meadows, Pirates, and Christian Villanueva to 75 for the Padres. So all in all, guys, I think that was quite a nice case of Clearly Authentic. And I'm glad that I've been buying this up, right? Like, I didn't get allocated as much as I wanted. And then I found I had forgotten that the local card shop had ordered an extra for me, so I picked that up. And then I still went ahead and went out on a limb and ordered in a few more cases from somebody else at a little higher price. But I just had a feeling it was going to be a good product this year. I mean, I liked it last year, and I kind of thought, you know, we need some more of this. So I bought it. It's here, and now we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, we are now going to open the half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys, and those have been quite kind to us in recent days as well. So I don't think there's any reason we won't follow that same pattern tonight. If you didn't see this earlier, I am projecting a Monday shipping date for all of the free shipping stuff, which was the baseball cap, the baseball jersey, and these football jerseys, and of course consolation cards. If you don't hit in one of those breaks, will usually ship when the next time you pull something, when the next package goes out. If you want it sooner, let me know. Paid breaks, Clearly Authentic, and Donruss. Donruss, don't worry about consolation. Clearly Authentic, if you happen to get skunked in that break, any consolation cards you're due, I'm going to send them out with the rest of your stuff. I mean, with the rest of the break. It'll ship with the rest of the break, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so 4 boxes of 2018 Leaf autographed football jersey, half case break number 7. Ended tonight, Tuesday night, the 14th of August. Team names are on the left, winning bidders on the right-hand side. This is the start of a brand new case. So, here's what happens. I'm going to take all 8 of these boxes out. I'm going to number each of them on the end. I will use random.org and bring you along with me. And that's how we'll figure out which 4 we're going to open tonight. This is a big, monstrous box that I am not going to attempt to get up on the table, because you know what? It will cause you to have a mini earthquake. So I'm opening it there on the floor. You're probably going to have a mini earthquake anyway as I get them out and get them all stacked up. But we've had some very, very nice hits out of Leaf autographed jerseys so far. But you know who we haven't seen that I think we're about due for? Some Cowboys, right? I haven't seen Cowboys yet. And I feel like we should be due for some Cowboys. So we'll see, I guess, shortly if we are or not. All right, so let's get this numbered up. I know these stack higher than what you can see, but I could pick the camera up and show you if you really want to see them, but it's really just a bunch of blue boxes just like that. Now we've got to go to random. And I'm just going to type in 1 through 8, and I will hit random 1 single time. The first 4 numbers that come up will open those corresponding 4 boxes. Oh, dummy, look what I just did. Might help if I go down a line each time. There. That might be a little more like it, huh? And it comes up with 5716. 1567. Easy enough. 1567. Okay, so let me get out 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to come back for 8. Hang on there. All right, let's get silly number 8 out of the way. Boy. Okay, and mostly because these like super get in my way, I'm going to set the, daggone it, I'm going to set the other 3 off to the side. You got your earthquake anyway, didn't you? Yeah, because that was good. I like dropped them all, so that was good. All right, first up. Oh, Benrud, you said you have got way too many teams tonight. Well, let's hope you hit. You know what, though? I just shipped you. You hit in the last half case of this because I just packed up for you today a couple of jerseys out of the last half case. You got 2 out of the 4, so you've been having some pretty good luck with this stuff. Oh, we've got some kind of a coach coming out of here. Who the heck? What the heck? I don't know who this is. Lou Holtz. I don't know who that is. I know I should know. So everybody's out there grumbling. I can hear you, even though you're not typing it. You're all grumbling. What do you mean you don't know who Lou Holtz is? Well, I don't. I don't know who Lou Holtz is. So I'm going to have to look it up. So hang tight there for a moment. And I can't see chat when I'm looking this up. So everybody who's furiously typing in there, hey, it's so-and-so, I can't see that right at this moment. But I will let you know here in a second as soon as I look it up. All right, let's go to... All right, so since it says coach, this has obviously got nothing to do with his playing days. So we're looking for the Jets. Looks like he's a Jet, right? Because he coached a bunch in college. Let me just check here. Iowa, Connecticut, South Carolina, William and Mary, NC State, Arkansas, Minnesota, Notre Dame, South Carolina. Only one NFL team. He coached the New York Jets. So, okay. So, good old Coach Lou Holtz here. I guess is a New York Jet. Well, yeah, you guys, he's all those things that I just named off. So all of those teams that I just named off were coached by Lou Holtz. But only one NFL team was ever coached by Lou Holtz, and that was the Jets. What do you mean you need a face shield on when he talks to you? What do you mean? Does he spit? Are you talking about the guy, the coach? Oh, no, you're talking about Eric. Okay, let's see who's in the next one. Hopefully somebody we don't have to look up, because I don't like having to look them up. Oh, we don't have to look this up. The Saints. Mark Ingram. Nice hit for the Saints. You have got a player hologram authentication, a Leaf authentication hologram, and a Leaf like credit card authentication in there as well. And oh, Lou Holtz. Well, we'll do it in the recap. But Lou Holtz had I believe, was Leaf authenticated too. So, by the way. Oh, so you have that's you. Big Josh, huh? Big Joshy boy hit the Mark Ingram with the Saints. Very nice. And Greg, you had the Jets tonight? Okay, so Coach Lou Holtz is coming your way then. And was I right about... No, I was not. I thought there for a minute it might be McCowboy, but it's not McCowboy. This is... Oh, boy, who is this? Joe... That's his name. Yeah, you know I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And that appears to be the Buffalo Bills. I will verify it and make sure. It is. There's a Leaf hologram authentication. Looks like he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2003. And then we have that Leaf as well. You know, he could be a Giant too. Could be a Giant, could be a Bill. But let's go look him up because I don't really know who he is. So let's be honest, I don't know who he is. So I've got to go back and look up another one. Oh, why is it that kind of night where we're having to look all these up? I don't know. I do not know. Joe, I can't even spell that. DELAMIELLUERE. Okay. Buffalo Bills. He was a Buffalo Bill. So, yeah, I guess we were right the first time, assuming it was Bills when I saw the color there. I was about ready to set the iPad right in the middle of the thing. So, yeah, that wouldn't really work, would it? You don't really want to see the iPad. So, the Buffalo Bills and the Jets and the Saints are out so far tonight. Jay Allen, you said you haven't seen a lot of Cowboys. You know, that's what I said. I felt like we were about due to hit a Cowboy. And when I first saw the blue and white, I thought maybe that was going to be it tonight. But as it turned out, it was a Buffalo Bill instead. And we've pulled Jim Kelly a handful of times out of here, but that's the first time we've pulled the guy whose name I can't pronounce. Oh, nice! Falcons! Falcons, Falcons, Falcons. Calvin Ridley. You know I like Calvin Ridley. Our nice rookie for the Falcons. And there is a Beckett authentication right there inside of it. And there's a Beckett authenticated sticker down there on the bottom. So, of course, we pulled a nice Saquon Barkley rookie out of one of these cases not too long ago. Now a Calvin Ridley to go along with. So I like pulling our rookies in here as well. So to start our recap, we'll start with the one that just came out. That's Calvin Ridley heading out for the Falcons. Very nice hit if you've got Atlanta tonight. Dude whose name I can't pronounce coming out for the Buffalo Bills. Joe, this guy. Joe, that guy. Della Mueller. Yeah, I know. We all know that was wrong. Mark Ingram for the Saints. That's a nice hit for New Orleans. And then Coach Lou Holtz, who the only team he coached in the NFL was the Jets. So we're sending it to the Jets, the only NFL team he coached. Because it clearly says Coach Holtz on it, so... All right, that is our half case of jerseys. Let me get these put away, and then we're going to be ready to start on some Donruss football. I will say that I think that's probably the most interesting combination of people we've seen come out of a half case of Leaf jerseys. We haven't had quite that exact sort of combination out of the other ones, so that was kind of a unique experience. This is the last of this case, so we don't have to do anything with random here. We're just kind of ready to rock and roll. Other than, yeah, I need to put this up there again so that you know your projected shipping date. Consolation cards don't apply to you guys in Donruss football because, whoa, man, there are a lot of cards. I just sorted one of the breaks today, and it took forever. It actually, if you can imagine forever and then add about 2 hours to it. That's how long it took. Forever and 2 extra hours. 6 boxes of 2018 Donruss football. 1/3 case break. It is break number 3, the last of our Donruss football. Team names, of course, on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. And you know what? Both of the first breaks of Donruss football were quite good out of this case. The first break, we hit a 1 of 1, and I can't really even remember exactly which player it was, but we did have a 1 of 1. And then in the last break, we hit a Matt Ryan autograph to 10, and a Matt Ryan, a really nice Matt Ryan relic to maybe 25 or something. And I think the Falcons had sold for like $10. Like, yeah, you cannot beat that return on investment. That was, quite nice. Eric, you said not many people broke Donruss football, and is it because it's so base heavy? I'm sure that that's part of it, and the other part of it is it's a super strange case size, so you have to kind of figure out what you're going to do with it. If it were a nice, easy 12-box case and you could just go, boom, half case, it's easier. Some people don't like to break weird cases like that because you have to do either, if you do the half case, you're breaking until you think you're going to drop over and sorting just as long. Or otherwise you break it up into thirds, and then, not all the bidders like it when it's in thirds. And so there's that. So it's a long time to break. It's a long time to sort. It's a weird amount of boxes in the case. And then to kick it all off, they allocated it this year. Now, I don't know if anybody actually would have gotten turned down on it. I only ordered one case because that's all I wanted to do based on all the other products that were coming out around it and the other stuff that I knew I would still be finishing and stuff we were going to be starting, i.e. Unparalleled. There just wasn't enough of a break with no other products around it. Like if it had come out and then there had been maybe a 2-week gap before the next football product came out, I probably would have ordered a second case. But since there wasn't, it's ordered the one. Staying Lover, in here you have got Cowboys, Bears, Jags, Lions, Rams, and Raiders. You're loaded up in here, man. Mark is looking for the Chiefs. Gina is really late. She says, I didn't say that. Gina says it. It was the Yankees. The Yankees. Well, Jerry, I don't think that Donruss is a bad product. I mean, again, it's one of those breaks. It's all relative, right? You can buy into it at a lower price, and there are still good hits to come out of it. I mean, a Matt Ryan autograph numbered to 10, to me, is a really good hit. And the guy paid like $10 for the spot. I think that's an excellent return on investment. So, it's just all in how you look at it. Certainly the product's not for everybody. Not everybody likes it. But I definitely think it has its place. Set builders obviously like it. You can also pull some good rookie content out of it. And once again, your buy-in is so much lower than it is on so many other products. You got to take that into account as well. It's not like you're still paying the high prices and getting different hits, So I think it's just kind of all relevant. Okay, so loads of numbered stuff in here. We'll take a look at it the first time it's through and talk about it. And then after that, we'll kind of breeze through the vast majority. This is numbered to 75. It is die cut. There's this die cut silver to 75. We'll also find some of those that are die cut in gold, and they will be numbered to 25. We're going to find quite a few of the Gridiron Kings in various veterans and rookies. The vast majority are not going to be numbered. The Kid Reporter cards, if you have a kid and you want to enter your kid in the contest, feel free to just pause and copy down the number and have at it. Because I use those just for card protection and shipping and fillers and stuff like that. And we'll find bunches of these. It's called the rookies. Most of them are going to be unnumbered. It's got the checkerboard pattern on it. And of course, it's very nice. This is a throwback card design to a past year of Donruss, 1988 Donruss tribute. There's not a ton of those in the product, but some. A decent number, anyway. So, And let's see here. What else can we talk about in Donruss? Well, as we see it, I guess we'll just stop on it as we see it going through. Another insert series, Team Heroes. Again, the majority of those are not going to be numbered. Ground Force, similar. Rated rookies, of course, we all love our rated rookies, but we want them to be signed or numbered or something like that, generally speaking. Looks like we're coming up on our relic for this case. I don't think I said this, did I? We're going to find one autograph and one relic per box. This is Alvin Kamara for the Saints. It's numbered to 150. And this is actually a cool insert set. It's Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life, and I really like that insert set. I think that's called the Mojo pattern that you see there in the background. I like that particular one. Of course, there's a bunch of Eagles cards that say the champ is here that are a little subset of cards that are in here. Fans of the game goes to the team that the celebrity is a fan of, except for stupid Chloe Kim, who didn't pick a team. So they just give her the NFL shield, and if we pull her, then we have to give her out by random, and it seems like we pull her every stupid case. So it's like, thanks a lot, Chloe Kim. You couldn't pick a team, right? Got to drag us all off to random. But she does. Gina says, we all know that that Donruss is no Allen and Ginter, thank goodness. Gina does not like Allen and Ginter. She's very biased against it because she doesn't like all those extra cards that go in there. Of course, that's part of what I do like about it, but everybody's got their own groove about what they like and what they don't, and Gina is just adamantly opposed to Allen and Ginter. So she'll be glad when we finish that up, which we don't have. We don't have too much left to go. Jerry, who did you offend? You didn't offend me. Are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else and I missed something in chat? Because if you're talking to me, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? That was a terrible impression. I don't know why I did that. If you are speaking to me, Jerry, you did not offend me in the least, man. I mean, I know how it goes. There are certain products that I don't love as well. I mean, everybody's going to have their personal preferences as to what they like and what they don't. So I'm not the least bit offended. I mean, I didn't design the product and put it all together, so it doesn't bother me. Have at it, man. Eric, you said that he's the worst fantasy advice guy in the business. You know, I don't play fantasy football, so I mean, I read some of the things about it. I read some of the opinions and different things, but I don't personally play it myself. So I really didn't know that he was bad. But I like the cards anyway. I think the cards are cool looking. So does that, you know, count for anything? Gina's offering me an excellent deal here. I think you should all offer me this deal. She's just going to send me $50 a week, and I just send her a group of consolation cards every week, and she's just got to cut out the middleman and not even buy into the breaks. Hey, that'd be an excellent deal for me, Gina. I'd be all about that. Oh, and hey, you know what I've been wanting to ask you ever since the other night, and you talked about like, oh, it's numbered to whatever because X number of cards fit on the sheet and it saves them $12 if they do this instead of that. I thought about that like way in the middle of the night. Isn't that strange that that's what I was thinking about in the middle of the night? But it was. Are you the one who used to work there? I think you might be. That you used to work in a place where they printed the cards, and then don't you have some like uncut sheets of cards that you were looking for a frame for and all that? Or did I just imagine all of that? Did I have some kind of hallucination and dream that? Or is that really you? Numbered to 50, it's Devontae Parker and the Dolphins. But I've been thinking about that ever since you gave us all that information. For whatever reason, that just stuck out in my mind, and I'm thinking, I should probably know the answer to that. And I'm like, oh, I do remember. I think I remember somebody telling me they worked in the plant where they used to produce the cards, or maybe still do. But anyway, is that you? Is that true? Of course, you saw the Earl Campbell there with the Oilers logo on it. For those of you who might not know, that goes to the Titans. And the reason it goes to the Titans is that we always keep the cards with their franchises. And of course, the former Houston Oilers are the current Tennessee Titans. So that's why Oilers cards go to the Titans. That is numbered to 350 for the Bears. So you guys are all hating on Eric Berry there. So he must really be terrible, because there's nobody defending him in chat. Everybody's like, oh yeah, he's terrible. So, the only person that is wrong more than he is your ex-wife. Of course, I already remember, DeYoung, I remember you from telling us the other night that you'd been sick and lost 125 pounds. Come to find out, that was your ex-wife. Oh, I love this hit if you have the Jets. It's Vinny Testaverde. I absolutely love that hit. That's so cool. It's numbered to 25 as well. And you know what? If you've got the Jets, you're probably, I'm sure you're hunting for Sam Darnold, and who wouldn't be? But I think Vinny Testaverde to 25 is a pretty awesome little consolation hit. And we still may find your Darnold as far as that goes. So might not even be a consolation hit. We might find them both. I don't know. Oh, okay. So no, it wasn't you. I could have sworn there was somebody that worked at, this is numbered to 100, that worked at the place that made these cards, because it was like the place doesn't exist anymore, or they don't do the cards there anymore or something. But so that wasn't you then. But man, that sounded so official. You didn't even know that was right. But I thought you just trotted it right out there. You had me convinced, Gina. So you should have stuck with it. But I was at least right about the uncut sheet. It was just different cards. So I got part of my recall was good, and the other part, not so much. To 90, it's Julius Peppers and the Panthers. But what are you going to do, right? I do well to remember to get dressed every day, frankly. I told somebody the other day, I go to bed and I dream about sorting cards, and I wake up and I sort cards all day, and then I think about all the cards I still need to sort, and then I break more cards, and then it all starts over again. Did you say Matt Berry is your ex-wife? What are you saying, man? I am so confused. I'm so confused. Oh, the guy cost you money. So you guys have to, does it cost money? I didn't know that I don't know really much about fantasy football, obviously. I don't play it, and I'm not really totally down with how it goes. But Jay Allen is saying it cost him money, so I'm assuming then you guys pay league fees and stuff like that to participate. And if old dude gave you bad advice, then kind of you would be out your money. So I guess that would make me mad too. Gina says, I try to sound smart. I used to try that, but I found it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Doesn't matter how hard I try. It just doesn't work. So I just gave up. Oh, so there are leagues that you pay to play in and leagues that you don't. Gotcha. All right. That is numbered to 400. The only thing I've really ever known about it is that it takes a whole lot of time, and I think you have to go to a lot of draft meetings and things like that. It seems like everybody I've ever heard speak of it is always talking about having to go to these draft meetings and stuff, and so I just always figured I didn't have enough. Whoops, there was one stuck to the back. that I did not have enough time to deal with it, and I just never got into it as a result. Oh, Eric, it's for sure Clearly Authentic is easy to sort and ship. Absolutely. I mean, anything that has a lower number of base cards for sure is more fun to break, because it's not that it's more fun to break. It's easier to sort, which makes it more fun, really, kind of. Because the sorting is the down part. I don't mind breaking really about anything. I don't even mind breaking this 1,500 card break. I mean, it takes a while, but that's okay. You can kind of get in a groove and go on about your business. But the sorting is just dreadful. Just dreadful. So that's the part I don't like. But, you know, of course, that's also one of the reasons it's so hard to get Clearly Authentic and Archive Signature Series, Active Player Edition, and all that, because everyone wants it. And they do short print runs on them, so you can never get your hands on anywhere near the amount that you want. Then you have to go to the secondary market, and you're paying a much higher price. And then sometimes you end up breaking even or even losing money as a result, because you paid the higher price to get it in. So it's kind of a catch-22. But I tend to buy more of the products that I personally like. And I'm sure you guys have noticed that, because I love Bowman, so I always have tons of Bowman. And the stuff that I like a lot, I buy more of because I like it. That's why. Unless they just won't let me. Sometimes they just won't let you, no matter how much you like it. You just say no. Gina, you are asking if there's a checklist for the national show exclusive stuff. The only information I have is what they gave us. So you see there in the pictures, I think they probably gave maybe, I don't even think they gave any examples in the pictures. I take that back. They gave us a few names in the description on the national stuff. Nothing in the picture, was just the box. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the listing, anything that they told us about it is right there typed out in that little area where I always copy and paste the manufacturer's info. I know Charles Barkley's in it, and I know that Jason Tatum's in it, because I remember those two in particular. They probably named a handful of other players. If you read down through there, it may give you another 6 or 8, but they don't ever tell you all of the names in it, unfortunately. Because, you know, Hit Parade does those as 100-box series. Any of their stuff, whether it's stuff for the National or their regular stuff, they will do 100 boxes of something at Series 6. Then when that sells out, they'll do 100 boxes, and it'll have sometimes some of the same names, sometimes completely different, but that will be, you know, the next series in line, 7, and so on and so forth. And I've asked them in the past if they would release a full checklist for each series, but they do not do that. That was Derrick Henry to 100 for the Titans. Now, Gold Rush, on the other hand, not every one of their products will have a full checklist, but a lot of them will. But Hit Parade, you only get to see a few select names, so can't tell you a whole lot about that. That is numbered to 99. It's Josh Allen for the Bills. But I do know that you like Charles Barkley, so that might, it is you that likes Charles Barkley, right? So that might be of interest. And of course, you know, the basketballs are not going to have the team names on them, so I'm sure this would come up. The Charles Barkley would go to whatever team he had the longest length of service with. And if there were an equal number of seasons with more than one team, then it would be a random amongst the teams that had the equal years of service. I just looked over there. DeYoung Twitter says his fantasy team name this year is You know, if I say it out loud, though, it's not going to be good because I try to keep this a family-friendly environment. And technically, it's a family-friendly name, but it is going to sound like it is not. So his team name is My Ball, and then the player name, Zach Ertz. So you can imagine what that is intended to convey, and I think that's quite funny. quite funny. Gina, I don't know if there are any more Celtics than Tatum. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have any more information on it than what they gave us. So all of that info that you find down there at the bottom of the listing, those are the only names that I know for sure are in that series. They just, unfortunately, they just don't give us any extra info on that stuff. Oh no, DeYoung Twitter, don't you dare apologize. That is hilarious, and I'm glad you typed it in there, and it makes me laugh. This is numbered to 125. It's the Packers. I just don't want to say it out loud the way that it would sound if I said it all together, because, you know, some people do watch with their kids and things. Maybe not as much now that school started back this week, but anyway, I try to mind my manners, but I absolutely got a big laugh out of that, and I think everybody else did too. So, you know, that is numbered to 14. It is Sam Darnold and the Jets with a nice low number. It is not numbered to 14, is it? Or is it? Yeah, it is. 6 of 14. Like all the other oranges have not been numbered to 14, so then I thought I was wrong, but no, it is to 14. So, nice hit there for the Jets. Not going to complain about hitting that one for sure. Well, if you had the second option there, DeYoung, that would make it seem like you were a urologist, I think. So I believe you went with the correct choice with your first instinct there. We have a little Marquise Pouncey, numbered 210 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I have to give you kind of an A+ on creativity for your fantasy team names. Both the one that you went with and the rejected one are both pretty awesome. So I give you props for that. But the one you went with, how long did it take you to come up with that? That's pretty creative. Why not Matthew Berry is my wife? What is the deal with Matthew Berry as my wife? Somehow I missed that up there. I don't even know what that's about. James Washington and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like that hit for you, Steelers. That is numbered to 499, and it's pretty awesome. Because I think James Washington is going to be good. He looks the part anyway. But, of course, you know it's still Jalen Samuels that I want to get a good look at. I think Jalen Samuels, I think he might be the sleeper out of the draft class this year for the Steelers. And, of course, Ben banged his head up on the ground today. I don't even know what happened. I don't know if he just fell or if somebody tackled him or both. But, anyway, he apparently bounced his head off the turf, and now he's in concussion protocol. So, daggone it. But in the meantime, at least Bud Dupree is coming out of the concussion protocol, so I guess there's some good news. This is Vic Beasley Jr. It's one of the test sheets for the Falcons. Or test cards. I shouldn't say it's a sheet. It's obviously not a sheet. It's just a test card from a sheet of test cards. You wouldn't want Matthew Berry's name anywhere near your team. All right. So how did he end up in this product then? If he is terrible, like Panini should have picked somebody else. Why'd they pick that dude then if he's awful? Matt Berry and your ex-wife are wrong more than anyone else in the world, so you could be married to either one. Oh, goodness. Well, you know, I guess it's a good thing she's an ex-wife then, because I have a pretty good idea it'd probably be pretty ugly if she wasn't. Eric, what is happening to our Reds, by the way? These last few games, we've reverted back to looking like, you know, the Three Stooges. What in the world is going on with our Reds right now, Eric? Something wicked this way comes. And it looks like it's my Cincinnati Reds. This is numbered to 100, Terry Bradshaw and the Steelers. I guess actually, what was that full quote? By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. I don't remember the rest of it. Just like I couldn't remember with I Spy with my own little eye the other night. I couldn't remember that one either. All I can remember is by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. So whoever had my literature class in high school or college, probably pretty disappointed that I don't remember the rest of that, but frankly, they should be glad that I remember even that much, and that I remember it's Shakespeare. So they should give me some props for remembering that, right? Maybe, probably not. Oh man, Gina Bartlett, that is so mean. She says that there's stupid Chloe Kim. I told you we'd find her with her dumb NFL shield because she can't pick a team. Oh, then we'll have to use random to award her later. Gina's so mean. She's just busting on my Big Ben. She's trying to ruffle my feathers. She says, why not have Eric Berry in the product because he's terrible and Big Ben is terrible and Ben's in here. So why not have Eric Berry too? I paraphrased, but that's basically it. So mean. Bully alert. Not really. Well, Billy Hamilton has been good with stealing bases, and definitely he's always great in the outfield. Billy Hamilton just can't hit, really, is the problem. He's not very good at the plate, but he's excellent in the outfield, and he's just incredibly fast. I mean, good grief. He actually stole home plate. Wow, what was that? A couple weeks ago. You know, through a bunch of series of weird errors and stuff. He should have even been picked off way back in between like first and second or second and third. But through a series of miscues, he ended up trying to steal a base and ended up stealing home plate. So, yeah, Billy Hamilton is always kind of a bright spot in everything but hitting. But just as a whole, you know, we started out, of course, terribly this year, my Reds. And then things got better. And it seemed like we were on a good track. And then, boy, I don't know, we just came right back off the rails, and we look kind of like we ought to be playing in Little League somewhere. So, I don't know what is going on. Not everybody, of course, but just as a whole, not been very good effort. Of course, you might say the same for the Nationals. They haven't had a good run of it either lately. Aqueous test once again, this one for the Saints, Michael Thomas. Yeah, the Nationals have been way down in the Les Toilettes as well. They've been bad. Bad. I know, it is hard to think about him hitting his big head hard enough to get a concussion, as you say. He is a large individual, and he's really kind of slow. Like, do you ever watch him if he tries to take off? Like if he's, you know, whatever, he's trapped and he's trying to run to get a couple yards or something. He always just looks like this big lumbering giant with, he's funny, I think, to watch him run. So it's a good thing he doesn't have to do that very often because he's really kind of bad at it. But he is just a big old boy. Just big head and big body, big, you know, well fed. This is Chris Harris to 100. He did just go past Eric Davis for steals. I didn't know that for Billy Hamilton. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Of course, Billy Hamilton's one of my favorites anyway. I know he doesn't do all that well at the plate, but I love all the stuff he does. I mean, he's always climbing that wall, robbing somebody of a home run, and he's just like the fastest guy you can imagine. I really enjoy Billy Hamilton myself, so... I know there's been talk at times of trading him. Of course, there's been talk at times of trading pretty much everybody, but I hope they don't. He used to, Big Ben runs like a little kid when they're getting chased and they just run in place. Oh, for sure, Eric. I mean, yeah, Big Ben is going to the Hall of Fame. I mean, you know, he's been, Pro Bowl the last 4 years. He's won the Super Bowls. He's definitely compiled the stats. He'll go to the Hall of Fame. There's no question about that. But I just have always thought it was funny to watch him run. And I mean, Steelers are my team, and I love Ben, but I am kind of dissing him right now because it is funny to watch him run. It's just I don't even know how to describe it. He looks very uncomfortable when he runs. Maybe that's the best way to say it. Oh, he's an excellent quarterback. I told you I love the guy, man. Steelers are my team. But all that having been said, it's still funny to watch him run. Calais Campbell, that is numbered to 25 for the Jags. But I think his own teammates would tell you that too. Oh, so listen to this. This is interesting. We all know that I pronounce all the names incorrectly all the time, right? So we all know that. Nobody's new here, I don't think. So everybody's on board with that scenario. This is numbered to 80, Danny Amendola. So how about finding out this week that for the last 10 years, everybody has been pronouncing Tyrod Taylor's name wrong. Yeah, how about that? It's not Tyrod Taylor, it's Tyrod. That's how his name is supposed to be pronounced, Tyrod Taylor. And the guy has never told anybody that in 10 years. I'm counting going back, obviously, into like college and stuff, but since he has been a known quantity, about 10 years. So yes, apparently just too polite to tell anyone that that's how you're supposed to pronounce his name. So when his new teammate calls him that in Hard Knocks, everybody, that's numbered to 25 and it's die cut for the Colts, Jack Doyle. Everybody's like, oh, ha, 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 he didn't know how to pronounce his teammate's name. And then one of the other Browns players says, no, that is how you pronounce his name. It's Tyrod Taylor, and he's just been too polite to tell anybody for like a decade. So, welcome to my world, the entire sports community, because you have all been saying his name wrong, me too, for all these years. So, how about that? Darius Geis, rookie phenom for the Redskins. Poor guy had a rough go of it and has torn his ACL. He's out for the season. But you know what? If you're a believer in Darius Geis, hang on to him. Stack up his cards, and they'll still be worth something when he comes back next year. That's numbered to 99, relic and autograph for the Redskins. So yeah, I just couldn't believe that he never corrected anyone in all those years. And what about all of his teammates with the Bills and stuff? Why did they not correct it? You gotta wait till he gets to the Browns and somebody on the Browns team finally says, yeah, hey, that's not how you pronounce the dude's name. Okay. But I thought that was quite an interesting kind of thing there. I don't think I would really, if I were a nationally known athlete, I don't know that I'd let it go all that time. But I guess probably what happened is it just was mispronounced the first time before you're like a big deal. Not, I mean, you know, many people would probably say he's still not a big deal, but he is a good quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. But anyway, somewhere back in college or something, it was probably pronounced wrong, and he just never corrected him. Thought, no big deal. And then it got so far down the rabbit hole that he didn't want to go back and fix it. I don't know. But yeah, so thought that was interesting. Tyrod is his name. Tyrod Taylor. Huh. So maybe I'll be able to get that one right. Probably not. I still have to go back and watch all the Hard Knocks too. Has anybody been watching it as it debuts? I keep meaning to, and I just don't have enough time to sit and indulge in things like that at the moment. But maybe soon. Maybe soon I can. All right, let's see what these are. We shall take an intermission and look at what we have, and then go back to opening our packs. And that is the Lions with Matt Stafford on our little throwback design there. Yeah, I inherited a Matt Stafford relic this week and a Kerryon Johnson autograph card. And that weird deal I was telling you guys about the other night. Somebody bid. They bought the team. They watched the break. They were here during the live break. After the break, sent me messages wanting one touches for their cards and all this kind of stuff. So, all right, cool, all good. Then like about a day after that, I get some strange message from eBay saying it was a suspicious, you know, whatever. And then, but then nothing else. And so I try to email the guy like, hey, what's up? Why did I get this weird message? What's going on? And of course, you know, don't hear anything back. Then the next thing you know, the guy files a case. Cards hadn't shipped yet. That's the only good news. Cards hadn't shipped yet. And the guy files a case to get his money back and says his account was compromised. So, I don't know how is your account compromised when you're there watching the live break and communicating in the live break and communicating after the live break, but you didn't know you bought into the break? Anyway, so I inherited a Matt Stafford relic and a Kerryon Johnson autograph. Vegas has the Browns over/under win total at 5.5. Ooh, you know what? I think over. I think over. I would take the over on that. I'm kind of optimistic about the Browns this year. I think there's going to be a little shift in culture. And I'm optimistic with the Browns for a change. So I take the over. Ah, DeYoung Twitter does too. He says they're going to win 7. So he's with me on the over. Hey, Dolphins, there's a Hall of Famer for you, numbered to 10, Larry Little. So if you happen to have the Dolphins, there's some old school ink. Isn't it always interesting to see how when someone's very young, their signature looks a certain way, and then when someone's very old, the signature almost kind of reverts back to the way it looked when they were very young. And then there's a whole different set of signatures for all the time in the middle. You can always look at a signature, I think, and tell if it's someone who's older who signed it or someone who's very young and signed it versus someone kind of in the middle. Adam, I have done Clearly Authentic, and you know what? It was a bang-up case, man. We had some awesome stuff in Clearly Authentic tonight. It was quite good. This is numbered to 88. Yeah, Gina, I'm with you. I like the Larry Little as well. But I enjoy pulling, You guys know that about me. I enjoy pulling a lot of the old school autographs like that, even though I know many of them are not worth a lot if you're trying to resell them. But if you're just a fan of the game or a fan of the team, I think those are pretty cool to pull. Speaking of pretty cool autographs, did you guys see the autographed baseball that just sold for $630 some odd thousand? This is numbered to 100. It is the everybody who was, all of the players who were in the first inducted Hall of Fame class, and they're all on one baseball except for Lou Gehrig. He's the only one that was missing because he didn't attend the ceremony that day. One of only two known to be in existence. The second one lost. It was a player who was playing an exhibition game the day that these guys were being inducted. So he got all the players to sign the ball. And he had Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth, and I forget, Wagner, I think, was the other one, all on the same panel of the ball. And then, of course, the other signatures, throughout the ball. And it had, the last time it sold was, and you can trace it. There's provenance all the way back from the player who actually got it. He got two of them signed, one for himself and one for his teammate, who I think was Hank Greenberg, actually. And the Hank Greenberg one is the one that's lost. Nobody knows where it is. But this guy is passed down through his family. And then it last sold maybe in the 90s for, I don't remember what now, 50 or 60,000 maybe. And then it just resold this week for $630,000. But it is just outrageously awesome. I mean, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, all these guys, all on the one baseball from the one day. And they said there are other baseballs that were signed, multi-signed from that day, but that the other people who got theirs signed didn't limit it to just players. They were getting like coaches and dignitaries and other stuff on theirs, which they said significantly devalued it. That is numbered to 125, Fred Taylor and the Jags. And the other reason they said his was worth more is because of the way that he had arranged them, where you had, Cobb and Ruth and Wagner all on the same panel of the ball, and then the other signatures obviously spread out on different panels of the ball. But you can Google it and it would come up probably and show you pictures of it and talk about it and whatnot. But it's in, really, considering its age, it's really in pretty good shape. And it's pretty cool. And amazing to think about that you'd get $600,000 for it. So. Oh, I think probably they are saying, wow, Ben Rudd, about the, yeah, there you go. DeYoung Twitter just typed it in about that autographed baseball. That is numbered to 100, Darian Stewart. Sony Michel for the Patriots. But yeah, if you're the second person or the family of the second person, you're going, what happened to that ball? We could also have $600,000. This is numbered to 25, Kenny Golladay, die cut for the Lions. But one of these days, maybe that second one will turn up. You never know. But the provenance on it is amazing, too, that it's kept up all these years. That's to 375. Hayden Hurst. And Marquez Valdez-Scantling, because we're going to see him at least once or twice. Anytime we open a 2018 product, we're going to find him in there. What do you mean you can't find the link, Adam? You mean to go back and look at the to look at the auctions tonight, or are you talking about that you're wanting to watch the break of it? Because if you mean that you want to watch the break of it, we're still, of course, in the live break. So there's not any, it won't be uploaded. There's two different ways it will happen. After the break concludes tonight, at some point after that, YouTube will put up an archived version after they do whatever processing is. I think that usually shows up maybe 2 or 3 hours after the break concludes. You can go back and watch the version that YouTube saves. Outside of that, the following day, as in tomorrow, late afternoon or early evening, I will upload the exact same thing that's already there. The only difference is I will add the tags and titles to it to make it easier to search later. But so if that's what you mean, that's the answer to that question. If you mean you're just looking for the link because you wanted to go back and check something in the auction itself, type that in and let me know, and I can help you out with that. Tell you how to find that. See, I don't know if he can rewind it or not, Deong Twitter, because I've had people tell me that you can't do that in my break. Probably because of how I have the latency set is what I believe the case to be. And maybe that's fixed now and maybe you can, but I have had people in the past tell me that you cannot. So, I don't know. So I don't know if you can now or not. But it has to do with the latency. I do know that, and I kind of tried to figure it out once upon a time, and then I got bogged down and then got off onto other things. Adam, I did not do it as a player break. Mine was a team break. So if you are looking for a player break, which it sounds like you might be because you said you had Frank Thomas, you might be in the wrong live break, man. I'm not sure. That's number to 100, Sean Alexander. But if you are looking for a player break, then that would definitely mean you were in the wrong live stream. So I'm not entirely sure. A 1955 Topps Mickey Mantle was pulled from a break at the National. Graded PSA 9. Highest offer the guy had was $50K, and he held out for a higher offer. I think that's the one I was talking about the night it happened, right? That's the guy that does all the vintage breaks, and he had the pack of 1955 Bowman, I think it was actually, and he sold the spots by the card. Sold the spots by the card in the pack. It was like $500 or something, a spot. And then the guy hit the Mickey Mantle like way back in the pack, couple of cards from the back of the pack. I think we're talking about the same thing there. And I am kind of surprised that he didn't sell it, really. I mean, maybe he'll get a better offer for it, but, But I have to tell you, if I pulled that Mickey Mantle and it graded a 9, I would be really tempted to keep it because you only got $500 invested in it. I mean, you're never going to replace that for $500. I'd probably be keeping that one, but that's just me. There's another Aqueous Test, Emmanuel Sanders. Okay, it was the team break. Okay, cool. I was just making sure because I know there are a lot of player breaks out there, and sometimes, if you break with 2 or 3 different people on a regular basis, sometimes you might just jump into a different live feed. I've done it, so maybe I'm the only one that's done it though. Rest of you guys might keep up better. I don't know. Saquon Barkley, that is numbered to 26. So we had the nice low Josh Allen, was it earlier or was it Sam Darnold? I don't remember which one, but we'll see it again in a minute. to 14, and there's Saquon to 26. Yeah, so it was spot 19. Yeah, so it was way back in the back of the pack. But that was indeed a pretty cool deal when that happened. Because, I mean, you got to be so lucky, not only lucky to get that exact spot, lucky that it even came out of the pack at all. I mean, that was incredible. The guy really did very well with that. And then to grade so highly. Of course, you know, it should, assuming that the packs have been well taken care of, you would figure it would grade highly, but you never know with that older stuff. Sometimes they're horribly miscut or, you know, way off center, and that'll just crush you. So it's not even really always about the edges and the corners and the older stuff. It's about the centering and all that more so than anything else. Yeah, I knew a bunch of those Topps cases from the 50s got dumped into the ocean. It was unsold product. And that's why those cards from that year are so rare, because the product just did not sell well at all. And at a point in time, they just said, we're done with it. And that's exactly what they did. They took all the cases and just dumped them in the ocean. So there are not only very many out there to begin with, the ones you do find, you got to find them in good shape. Of course, you're talking about not 1955, it was 1950 something else, but yeah, there's some crazy stuff that's happened way back in the day. Which also, you know, it's like what game was it that Atari buried in the landfill? It's like E.T. or something like that. Maybe not E.T., but and then, of course, everybody's been digging through landfills trying to find them for years. But you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes companies just do stuff like that, and then you go back and say, oh my gosh, if only they had just put it in a warehouse and not dumped it into the ocean, or whatever the case may be. If only they put it in a warehouse and not buried it in the landfill. I mean... But of course, you know, they didn't want to have all these packs, I guess, just sitting around. So into the ocean it went. That is numbered to 50, Adam Shaheen and the Bears. Of course, these days they couldn't do that because they'd be eaten alive for pollution. You know, nobody's going to let them dump anything in the ocean these days anyway. But also don't have that problem of a bunch of unsold stuff these days either. But yeah, so that's why it is so difficult to find yourself a nice Mickey Mantle, because he floated away into the ocean back in the 50s. E.T. was the game. Okay. I kind of thought it was E.T., and then after I said it, I was like, maybe it's not. Well, for all of you Matthew Berry fans, look what we have. It's a Matthew Berry autograph. It goes to the Redskins, of course, because you see the Redskins logo up there. So the Redskins are his team. So I know, based on everything you all have told me in chat tonight, that someone is just so excited that they have hit a Matthew Berry autograph. Oh, man, I would have thought that was cool until you guys all told me that he's terrible. But right up until that time, I probably would have thought that was cool. Just because it's different. Numbered to 99 for the Rams, it's Jared Goff. Oh, Eric, you never heard the Atari story. Yeah, you got to go look that up. They buried them in a landfill, like zillions of them. And I don't recall why they... Ooh... Russell Wilson, downtown, baby. That's case hit right there for the Seahawks. It takes after the From Downtown that started last year in Grand Reserve basketball. So, case hit for the Seahawks. I like it. So yeah, I don't remember what the deal was with them. If they never got, if it was like a programming kink, I don't even remember the specifics. I just remember they took thousands and thousands of ET games and they buried them in the landfill. And then, you know, people have been digging them up, trying to find them in the landfill, you know, ever since. So this is numbered to 75, Deion Sanders and the Falcons. Not literally ever since, because like right after it happened, I don't think anybody cared. But then years later, when all the retro stuff becomes so cool, yeah, everybody wanted the ET Atari game. Oh, you'll give me $10 to burn the Eric Berry card. Wow, man. Don't you want the pleasure of burning it yourself? Don't you want it shipped to you so that you can burn it and then be really like exercise your demons with Matthew Berry? Maybe do a little ritual of some sort. I don't know. See, Ben Rudd says, hey, it's at least a $7 to $10 card. Well, my thing is it's just unique. I like pulling some of the unique stuff out of here. And again, I didn't know the guy was just absolutely horrible at fantasy football until you guys were telling me tonight in chat. So I learned something new in that regard. E.T. was buried because it was the worst game ever. But didn't it have some technical, there was some technical issue or something with it. I don't remember, but it was a bad thing. It was like a disastrous run for Atari. And yes, they took them and dumped them by the thousands into a landfill and buried them. But you should be able to find that, Eric. You just Google that, because that every so often that will go back through the news cycle as someone else, you know, goes on a quest to dig up all the ET games. It didn't sell. Okay, so it was all just it didn't sell. For some reason, I thought there was like a technical thing with it too. But at any rate, whatever the case may have been, Atari just put them in a landfill. So, however many thousands of dollars that cost them. But I wish I had kept some of my old stuff like that, because I gotta tell you what, all those retro gaming systems and things now bring good money, some of them. I mean, we've got some old Segas for sure. Maybe even in their original box and things, if we really dug around and found them, maybe. That's to 100, Bears, Mike Singletary. But no, there's no way we didn't keep any kind of Atari or anything like that. That would have been way, 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 way too long ago. But a lot of that stuff brings good money. Retro stuff kind of has its way of works its way back around through pop culture. And you know, like if you have the original Apple computers and things, if you stuck it in your basement instead of junking it, Apple I and Apple II, you'd have a nice little chunk of change. AJ Green and the Cincinnati Bengals to 125. Eric says it is still not as worthless as Panini points. Hey, you can get some stuff with Panini points. You just have to check the website really often. And the way they have it designed is just, oh, it's a hot mess to try to sort through it. Or the app, either one. But Tyler Eifert to 50. I don't like the way it's set up to try and find things after they're available by way of points. That bothers me. And then, of course, you guys all know it makes me crazy that they make you pay for shipping after you redeem the rewards points. I hate that. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I think that's just inexcusable that they charge shipping to redeem those rewards points. Oh, well, all right. So the ET game is the third most horrible thing in the world for you. Well, that is, in fact, quite bad. I've never played the E.T. game, so I'm afraid I don't have such strong opinions on it. I just think the story is interesting. The Panini website, J. Ellen, I don't necessarily think their whole website is a disaster. I don't like the way they have certain things set up, but I do like the fact that their checklists are all on there all the way back to 2009 and well organized and tell you what things are going to be numbered to and all of that, as far as, you know, it's very helpful with redemptions and whatnot. So I really like that part of their website. But what I wish they would do differently is what Topps does, in the sense that if you have a redemption that's been sitting there for a long time on the Topps website, as you probably most or all know, there's a little box you can go in and check. And it says, you know, you basically, I give up, send me a substitute, and they do. So you just check the little box and hit submit, and whatever redemptions you've been sitting waiting on are forfeited, and they send you a replacement, and you're done. So that is something I wish Panini would do, because I think that would make everybody's life a whole lot easier, probably including theirs. That is to 100 for the AZ Cardinals. But there are a lot of things that Topps does in regard to redemptions that Panini doesn't. For one thing, they're faster. For another thing, they always send you an extra card because you had to wait. Then, of course, there's that, the ability to go in and say you want a substitute. Nice Dante Pettis coming out to $499 for the 49ers. But then the thing that Panini does better, that Topps doesn't do, is allow you to put them in after they're expired. Topps doesn't do that on their website. You used to be able to call and talk to a person who would then tell you to mail it to them, and then they would manually enter it, and it would still get fulfilled if they had the card. But they stopped doing expired redemptions. That's to 184. I guess it was first part of this year. Is that right, guys? I'm trying to think. I think it was the first part of this year that they said no more expired redemptions on the Topps website. So you are just kind of out of luck if you pull an expired one out of there these days. So I'm told. Now, I haven't personally tried to, because I haven't had an expired one that is my own personal one since the first of the year. But that's what I was told, that they're not subbing them, not allowing you to redeem them at all anymore if they're expired, and not subbing them out. So I don't know what that's about, but that's the deal. You could never do it on their website, but as I said, you used to be able to call and accomplish it. A little Terry Bradshaw. Former Pittsburgh Steelers. Darius Geis and a Russell Wilson. Oh, okay. So Eric says that he's been told that Topps now sends a care package for expired redemptions, and the package could contain packs and various autographs. He's not 100% sure if that's accurate. I didn't even know that. So if that's the case, then that's cool. Because I did think it was kind of odd that they were just suddenly going to say, like, whoops, that's it, you're done, after so many years of allowing them to go after they were expired. And then someone brought up the point, again, this was back at the first of the year, that maybe they were making the change because they were running out of football cards. Because, of course, they lost their football license. 2015 is the last year they had that before it went exclusive to Panini. So, and there's still a lot of their football products out there and still being broken. And then I guess the thought was, what were they going to replace it with if they were running out of, random football cards to use or whatever. That's to 75, Anthony Barr and the Vikings. So that made sense to me, that maybe that's why they made the change that they made. And so then what you're saying would also make sense if it is that they're just kind of saying, hey, you know, if it's expired, we'll just send you some random packs or some random stuff, because then they're kind of covered whether it's football or baseball. So that might work that way. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather have something than nothing. I'll tell you that much anyway. And I'm quite sure, like you said, Eric, I'm sure you would have to call to have that happen, because you had to call with any expired ones in the past. They would never, you couldn't just plug it in on the website for sure. All right, before we recap, we have got to give away stupid Chloe Kim, because she can't pick a team. I'm going to complain about this every time I see it, because, like, why did they put her on there then if she can't pick a team? Like, how many celebrity fans are there? I'm going to guess a lot. So why didn't you just pick one who has a favorite team? Okay, so I am copying all of our team names from the spreadsheet here. And now we're going to buzz over here to random.org and plug them in there. I'm going to hit random one single time. Whatever team comes out on the top is going to get Chloe Kim added to their stack of cards. Here we go. It's coming to the Saints, the New Orleans Saints. And I'm sure the Saints are like, yeah, we don't care at all, not one little bit. But you know what? Chloe Kim had to go somewhere, because I'm not keeping her here. So, so now Chloe Kim is going to the Saints with the fans of the game. All right. So we have a little recapping to do. Here is our case hit, which is amazing that it made it to the last third and almost the last box, maybe the next to last box. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks with our downtown case hit. These are some of our lower numbered cards. As you see them go through, they can be to 50, 75, 100, I think is the highest. There's a nice Saquon Barkley to 26 for the Giants. We have somewhere in here a nice, I think it was Josh Allen to 14? I think it was. That's actually not numbered. It's just in the wrong stack. The press proof was in the wrong stack. That's to 10. For the Steelers with Marquise Pouncey. And it was Sam Darnold. I was wrong. Sorry. Sam Darnold is to 14. Josh Allen is to 99. So Sam Darnold to 14. Whoops. And Saquon Barkley he was to 28, but they're both nice low-numbered hits coming out of there. Then it is Dante Pettis for the 49ers on our autograph hit. We have a relic for the Bengals with A.J. Green. A Jared Goff relic for the Rams. Fans of the game, Matthew Berry for the Redskins. Fred Taylor and the Jags with a relic. I think this is really nice. This is Larry Little to 10 for the Dolphins, and I like that hit. I think that's pretty cool. Darius Geis. That's a 99 autograph and relic. Calais Campbell for the Jags. James Washington for my Pittsburgh Steelers. Jordy Nelson, he's a Packer. Vinny Testaverde to 25, and he's a Jet. I like that hit. And then the Saints, Alvin Kamara. You said, who is Chloe Kim? Oh, she's an Olympic skier. Yeah, did you not see her in the Winter Olympics? I don't watch a lot of Winter Olympics, but I do watch some. I can't remember if she's like a long jumper or what type of skier she was, but she's a skier, and she medaled for the U.S., like, pretty sure. She was, she's pretty good, but that's who Chloe Kim is. She is a Winter Olympic athlete for the U.S., skier of some sort. Anyway, so so you got an Olympic card. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not necessarily an Olympic card, but it is Chloe Kim on there, so sort of. Let's see what it says about it. Let's see what it says. Blah, blah, blah. Snowboarding. Okay, so not skiing, snowboarding, and she got the gold medal. So I was right that she medaled. I was right that it was about snow, but I was wrong about the rest. Not skiing, snowboarding, gold medal in the half pipe. So that is who Chloe Kim is. But she was kind of like the darling of the Winter Olympics of the U.S. athletes. So I don't think anybody had kind of projected her to maybe do all that well. And she comes up and, steals the gold or whatever. So, all right, we are finished with the break, but what I am going to do is put up spreadsheet information again, including the information about all the Leaf Greatest Hits stuff, in case anybody is interested in that. First, we will look at the anticipated shipping dates again. Of course, verbally, we've already discussed this. It's also been up on the screen a bunch, but one final time, projecting Monday on the free shipping stuff, the baseball cap, the baseball jersey, and the half case of football jerseys. Projecting a Saturday shipping date for Clearly Authentic and Donruss. If you got skunked in Clearly Authentic, your consolation cards will ship with the rest of the break. If you got skunked in the baseball jersey, the baseball hat, or the football jersey break, normally I'm going to hold those, and your consolation cards would go out with your next package. If you want them sent sooner, I can. You let me know. Tomorrow night, we're opening a Hit Parade Series 32 autographed full-size football helmet. Included in that series is Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, and Sam Darnold at the very least. Of course, there's other people in there too, but those three guys are possible pulls in Series 32 of that. We will also open an 8-box case of Unparalleled Football, which comes out tomorrow night. Thursday, we're going to do the back half of the Leaf autographed jersey case that we started tonight. We're going to finish it on Thursday. We'll open another case of Clearly Authentic. We will open a full case of Topps Chrome Jumbo, which has 5 autographs per box. So we're looking at a 40 autograph break on Topps Chrome Jumbo. On Friday, we've got all that national show exclusive memorabilia. There's an autographed basketball, an autographed baseball batting helmet, an autographed full-size football helmet, all that were in exclusive editions produced just for the National. We'll also open our last full case of Elements football on Friday night. We'll open a 5th case of Clearly Authentic, and Crown Royal basketball comes out on Friday. So we're going to bust into a case of that Friday night too. On Saturday, it will be a Hit Parade triple play baseball box. It has an autographed baseball, an autographed jersey, and an autographed picture. Both Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are part of this particular triple play box, so they're possibilities. Of course, never guaranteed, but they are in this series, both. So we'll see if we can't maybe, hopefully, come across one of them. Would be nice. And also, we're going to open 2 cases of Unparalleled on Saturday night. We'll do a 16-box 2-case break of Unparalleled. So that ought to give us some pretty awesome stuff, I would think. On Sunday, we'll open some more Leaf autograph football jerseys, a 6th case of Clearly Authentic, and we'll finish up Allen and Ginter on Sunday night. And that's as far as we've gotten for that. Now, taking a look at our Leaf Greatest Hits stuff. So right now, I'm going to give this another day or two, but at the moment, this doesn't look like it's going to sell as a per team break. And if it doesn't sell by the team, then it's going to get revamped and it's going to have one fixed price, and we'll do it as a random team break. But Leaf Greatest Hits basketball, of course, that's the current one that just came out last week. So it'll be a case of that along with 3 gold and 5 silver VIP packs from the National. And those VIP packs, guys, those are multi-sport. And they can be relics, they can be autographs, they can be autographed relics. You can pull some really cool stuff out of there. You can also pull occasionally some really average stuff out of there. And again, it can be from any sport, but we'll figure out how to distribute those hits in the break that night. So whatever they are, multi-sport, obviously they may not be the sport that we're breaking, but we'll award the hits from those packs amongst the break participants. So, of course, you can see we only got 2 teams sold in the basketball part, which I'm a little bit surprised by, because there's some, I mean, you guys, there is some seriously good stuff in Leaf Greatest Hits. And it's not like Leaf product. There is a Leaf card in there There is an autograph leaf card in there that'll either be like LiAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball, or Kyle Kuzma. But no, these are buyback cards like from Topps and Panini and stuff like that, and they're high dollar good cards. They're not like junky stuff. But anyway, then we also are looking at a case of 2018 Leaf Greatest Hits football. Same thing. We'll add 3 gold packs and 5 silver VIP packs. Had a little bit more luck with this one starting to fill up, but still an awful lot of teams sitting there, kind of waiting to see. But you can, again, take a look at some of the sell sheet for this. It gives you an idea of the types of hits that can come out of this product, and they're, frankly, really, really good. And then for the Leaf Greatest Hits baseball, that one is only the 1 box because they messed up my order when I ordered it last year, which is why it never broke last year. It was supposed to be a case. They sent me a box. I can't remember last year if it was a 2-box or a 3-box case. So to be on the safe side, I'm saying it was a 3-box case and that this would be a third of a case. But anyway, it'll be the box of Leaf Greatest Hits baseball that's sitting there on my break table. And we'll add 1 gold and 2 silver VIP packs to the break as well. And of course, this one is a little lower priced. But, you know, these are like $600 box of cards, guys. And, you know, those gold and silver VIP packs, those are not inexpensive either. Because I had to buy all those. Those aren't free. So, yeah. So there's a lot of value potentially in this break and all these Leaf Greatest Hits breaks. So if you happen to be interested in any of the spots in any of those 3 breaks, just send me a message by way of eBay messages and tell me which team you're interested in. I'm not billing anything out right now because I do want to give it another couple of days. And if we're not seeing still a decent level of interest, then I'll just start over and we'll do it, you know, try a fixed price random team sort of thing. But that is it for me this evening. So I appreciate everyone being with me once again tonight. So I'll be back at it tomorrow night. We'll be busting into the newly released Unparalleled Football. So hopefully I will see some or most of you then. But until I see you next, take care. Bye now.